Hello viewers, welcome to another mathematics lesson in the upper basic section, and then today we'll be treating variables on both sides. Okay, so let's move on to the slides. Now here is a quick reminder of some of the things that we've been doing when we were doing one step and two step. Okay. Now remember, simplify both sides of the equation. First, you need to simplify both sides of the equation. Then collect the variable terms on one side of the equation. Let all the variables be on one side of the equation. This is the same as collecting our like terms or combining our like terms to one side of the equation. Then, of course, you need to undo. Add or subtract one of the terms from both sides of the equation. If the operation there is an addition, use the inverse of addition, that is subtraction. And if the operation there is a subtraction, use the inverse of subtraction, which is addition. Okay? And the third step is solve the equation. Now remember, whatever you do onto one side of the equation, you must do on the other side. That is a fundamental rule of equations. Both sides must be treated equally. Therefore, whatever we do on one side, we must repeat the same thing on the other side. Here is our first example here today. We have 4x plus 8 equals to 2x plus 26. 4x plus 8 equals 2x plus 26. The instruction says subtract 2x from both sides. We have 4x plus 8 equals to 2x plus 26. In subtracting 2x from both sides, it means we are undoing 2x here, as it is shown here. We shall undo this. And then 4x minus 2x will give us 2x. Our 8 comes down, and then we equals to 26. So our newest equation here is 4x plus 8 equals to 26. We also need to undo this positive 8 here, plus 8. And the reverse of the operation here, addition, is subtraction. So in undoing the addition, we must subtract 8 from both sides. Subtract 8 here, and then subtract 8 on the left-hand side, and subtract 8 on the right-hand side. And that one also undoes this positive 8. Then we have 2x equals to 18. The operation here is 2 times x, is a multiplicational operation. So we do the reverse by dividing it by 2, and hence dividing the other side also by 2. So 2 cancels 2, and then we have x equals to 9. The value of our x here is 9. What if you did it in a little differently? You do it in a little different way. The previous one we did is we first undo the 2x, which is a smaller term compared to 4x. Now this time around, we are first undoing the bigger term here, that is 4x. So let us do this, and then we spot the difference. We still have the same question. 4x plus 8 equals to 2x plus 26. Now subtract 4x from both sides to undo the addition here. We minus 4 side from the right-hand side, and 4x from the left-hand side. And that undoes this. So we have 8 equals to 2x minus 4x is minus 2x, negative 2x plus 26. And then here as well, instead of undoing the 8, which is the smaller term, we cannot, because now is the root of the equation here. So now we subtract 26 from both sides. In doing so, 26 cancels out. So we have 8 minus 26 is negative 18 equals to negative 2x. In order for us to isolate our variable x here, we need to undo the multiplication here. So we divide both sides by negative 2x. In doing so, negative 2 cancels negative 2. And then negative 18 divided by negative 2. One thing we observe here, they are both of them are negative numbers. And a negative number divided by a negative number, the negative cancels out, so therefore our answer will be positive. Negative 2 divided by 18, negative 18, or we can say now 2 divided by 18 because we have cancelled out the negatives, that is 9. So 9 equals to x, or x equals to 9. In both previous cases, the answer is the same as we can see. We have x equals to 9. Let's get back to the first one here. When we undo the negative 2x, we can see our work is very simple. We do not have negative numbers. But when we first undo the larger variable, coefficient, sorry, it seems that we have various negative numbers as we go along to the answer. And that is the only difference here. Undoing the smaller number first will give you a smooth walk, but undoing the bigger variable, the bigger coefficient, sorry, will makes your work have some negative numbers. And we all know negative numbers are not easy to deal with compared to positive numbers. So it says in both cases, the answer is the same, but when the larger coefficient is cancelled out, there are more negatives in the problem, as I said before. So the recommendation here is cancel the smaller coefficients. Whenever we are combining like terms or we are simplifying an equation, first it is advisable to cancel the smaller coefficient in order to avoid a lot of negative numbers. Now we have an example here. 6r minus 5 equals to 7r plus 7 minus 2. R minus 2r. First, simplify each side of the equation, yes. That is exactly what we wanted to do here. And then we have 7r and 2r here. The variables are on the same side of the equation. So therefore, we can say 6r minus 5 is equal to 7r minus 2r plus 7. We've rewritten the equation, and then we make sure that our variables are together. This is what results to the second equation here, which is 6r minus 5 equals 7r minus 2r is 5r plus 7. Our next step here is we undo 5r, positive 5r, by subtracting 5r from both sides. Minus 5r minus 5r. As you can see, 6r minus 5r is r, minus 5 comes down equals to, this cancels out, 5r minus 5r is 0. Then we have 7. Again, we need to isolate our variable here, so we have to add 5 onto both sides. Negative 5 plus 5 is 0. We have r equals to 7 plus 5 is 12. The value of our r here is 12. Here is another trial question, and I did expect us to do this together. Whilst I'm walking here, I expect you to walk ahead of me. You might get to the root of the equation before me. Let's go on now. We have 6x minus 2 equals to x plus 13. 6x minus 2 equals ax plus 13. First, we undo our x here. This x is with a coefficient of 1. And then it is a positive 1. So therefore, we subtract x here and subtract x from this side. Or if you want, we can say 1x negative, sorry. Subtract 1x from each side of the equation. The one doesn't matter even if it doesn't show. It's the same. Mathematically, we don't write it there. But just to show you that this x here has a coefficient of x, and this has been discussed in our previous lessons. Sorry about this. So 6x minus x is 5x. X minus x cancels out. So we have 5x minus 2 is equal to 13. 5x minus 2 equals to 13. So we need to undo the minus 2 here, negative 2 here, because we are trying to isolate our x. In doing so, we apply the inverse of subtraction, which is addition, by adding 2 onto both sides. Negative 2 plus 2 is 0. We are left with only 5x on the left-hand side. 13 plus 2, 15. Now we have 5x equals 15. 5x equals to 15. 5x is the same as 5 times x. To isolate our variable, we will divide by 5, and we must divide this also, the other side also by 5. So we know 5 cancels out 5. 5 goes into 15 3 times. So x equals 3. We will try this together as well. We have 4 into x plus 1 equals 2x minus 2. First, we use our distributive property to expand the bracket. This is 4 times x plus 4 times 1 equals to 2x minus 2. 4 times x, 4x, plus 4 times 1, 4, equals to 2x minus 2. Our next step here is to undo our 2x. As we can see, it is a positive number, so we subtract 2x from each side. Subtract 2x from both sides. 4x minus 2x. 4x minus 2x is 2x. Plus 4 equals to 2x minus 2x is 0. So we have minus 2 here. Our next step here is, in trying to isolate our variable term, we need to subtract 4 from both sides, because this 4 is a plus 4, positive 4. The inverse of positive is addition, is subtraction. So this cancels out. 4x plus minus 4 is 0. We have 2x is equal to negative 2 minus 4 is negative 6. To isolate our variable, we divide both sides by 2. 2 cancels out 2. we have x equals to 2 goes into negative 6. Our answer is negative 3. Here is another trial question. 5t minus 8 equals to 9t minus 10. 5t minus 8 equals to 9t minus 10. As we discussed before, the smaller variable, we first undo the smaller variable by subtracting 5t here and subtracting 5t from the other end. In doing so, 5t cancels out 5t. 5t minus 5t is 0. We have negative 8 equals to 9t minus 5t. 9t minus 5t is 4t minus 10. 4t minus 10. Still, we want to isolate our variable here. In doing so, we have to use the inverse of subtraction here by adding 10 onto both sides. By doing so, negative 10 plus 10 is 0. Negative 8 plus 10 is 2, which is equal to 4t. Then we divide both sides by 4 to isolate our variable. Divide by 4, divide by 4. 4 cancels out 4. 2 into itself once into 4, 2 times. So 1 over 2 equals to t. Better still, you can say t equals to 1 over 2. Sometimes you get an interesting answer. What do you think about this? What is the value of x? 3x minus 1 equals to 3x plus 1. First, we undo the 3x by subtracting 3 from both sides. And then you can see we are left with negative 1 equals to positive 1, which is not true. These are two different numbers, and they are not equal to each other. So therefore, we say this equation has no solution, or therefore is a false equation. It is a false equation. No value will make this equation true, because negative 1 is not equal to positive 1. How about this one? What do you think about this? What is the value of x in this equation? 3 into x minus 1 is equal to 3x minus 3. Using our distributive property to expand our bracket here, 3 times x is 3x, and 3 times negative 1 is negative 3x, negative 3. We undo the 3x by subtracting 3x from both sides. This cancels out, and negative 3 minus 3x, 3x minus 3x is 0. So therefore, we conclude that negative 3 is equal to negative 3. Since the equation is true, there are infinitely many solutions. The equation is called an identity. As we can see, negative 3 equals to 3. They are identical. Any value will make this equation a true equation. We have to try this one as well. 4y equals to 2 into y plus 1 plus 3 into y minus 1. First, we expand our brackets. Can we do this together? I expect you to be doing this ahead of me. So we have 4y is equal to 2 times y, 2y, plus 2 times 1 is 2, plus 3 times y 3y plus 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. Now we will rewrite our equation to simplify it further. We have 4y is equal to 2y plus 3y, bringing the 3y closer to the 2y, plus 2 minus 3, because they are whole numbers, bringing them closer to each other as well. That way we have 4y is equal to 2y plus 3y, 5y, and positive 2 minus 3, negative 1. Our equation now is 4y equals to 5y minus 1. 4y equals to 5y minus 1. Okay? Now we undo the 5y here by subtracting 5y and by subtracting 5y on the other side as well. And this would give us negative 4y minus 5y, 4y minus 5y, negative y equals to 5y minus 5y will cancel out, equals to 1. So as we said, a variable with a negative number means it has a coefficient of 1. So in doing so, this is negative 1y, or 1 times y, we undo the multiplication there by dividing each side by negative 1. Our negatives will cancel out, and our negatives cancels out as here. 1 divided by 1 obviously is 1. So y equals to 1. Can we try this together? We have 14 minus 2x plus 5 in bracket equals to negative 2x plus 9. The negative sign outside the bracket affects everything that is inside the bracket. And then, as we discussed before, this has a coefficient of 1. The 1 is not visible, but it is there. So therefore, in expanding our bracket, we must multiply everything that is inside the bracket by negative 1. Can we do this? We have 14 minus 2 times 2x. Minus 1 times 2x is minus negative 2x. Negative 1 times 5 is negative 5, and this equals to negative 2x plus 9. First, we can rewrite our equation. 14 minus 5 minus 2x is equal to negative 2x plus 9. 14 minus 5 is 9, minus 2x is equal to negative 2x plus 9. And then next, what we have to do is to undo our 2x by adding 2x onto both sides. Negative 2x plus 2x is 0. Negative 2x plus 2x is 0. So we have 9 equals to 9. This is an identity, and any value can make this equation a correct one. Our question here is 9m minus 8 equals 6m plus 4. 9m minus 8 equals to 6m plus 4. Now first, we undo, let's get our question down. 9m minus 8 equals to 6m plus 4. First, we undo our smaller number here, that is undo the addition here to a subtraction, and repeat this on the other side as well. Okay? We cancel out plus 4 minus 4, which is 0. And we have 9m negative x minus 4 is negative 12, which is equal to 6m. In doing so, we want to isolate our variable here. So we subtract m from here, 9m from here, from on the left-hand side, and 9m from the right-hand side. 9m minus 9m cancels out. We have negative 12 is equal to 6m minus 9m, negative 3m. And then here, to isolate our variable here, and then undo the multiplication as well, we divide here by negative 3, and divide the left-hand side also by negative 3. Negative 3 cancels out. Hence, we are dividing a negative number by a negative number. The negatives cancel. 3 goes into 12. We have 4. So the value of m is 4. M equals 4. M equals to 4. Now here is a response question that we need to solve together as well. We have 7f plus 7 equals to 3f plus 36. 7f plus 7 equals 3f plus 39. Okay? Let's go on by first undoing our 7 by subtracting 7. From both ends. And this will leave us with 7f is equal to 7 minus 7 is 0. 3f, 39 minus 7 is 32. And now we have 7f equals 3f plus 32. We undo our 3f by subtracting 3 from both sides. 7f minus 3f is 4f. 3f minus 3f is 0. So therefore we have 4f equals to 32. We undo the multiplication by dividing both sides by 4. 4 cancels out. 4 goes into 32 8 times. So we have f equals to 8. F equals 8. Our question is solve w minus 2 plus 3y equals to 6 plus 5w. We rewrite our equation to get our variables together. We say w plus 3w minus 2 equals to 6 plus 5w. Then we simplify. W plus 3w is 4w minus 2 equals to 6 plus 5w. We further undo our negative 2 here by adding 2 onto both sides. Then we are left with 4w, negative 2 plus 2 is 0, 6 plus 2 is 8, plus 5w. Okay. We undo our 5w here by subtracting 5 from both sides. 4w minus 5w equals to minus w, minus 1w obviously, but we don't write the coefficient, equals to 8, because 5w minus 5w equals to 0. So we have 1w here Negative 1 w, we subtract both sides by negative 1. The negative cancels out. So we have w equals to negative 8. Because 8 divided by negative 1 equals to negative 8. Okay. Let us move on to the final question. And this is a word problem. I would like us to do this one as well together as we have been doing. The question reads, in the accompanying diagram, the perimeter of triangle MNO is talking about the perimeter, the distance around the triangle, is equal to the perimeter of the square ABCD. And here is a square ABCD. So therefore, the perimeter of the triangle equals to the perimeter of the square. Okay? If the sides of the triangle are represented by 4x plus 4, 4x plus 4, which is this side, 5x minus 3, which is this other side, and 17, which is side MO. One side of the square is represented by 3x. Find the length of a side of the square. Find the length of the side of the square. The length of the side of the square is given as 3x. So we need to derive our equation from the information that is given here. But first we need to know that all sides of the square are equal. So if here is 3x, we would expect here also to be 3x, 3x, 3x. Or the perimeter, the formula we use to find the perimeter of a square is 4 times side. If the side is 3x, we can settle down with 4 times 3x. Okay. So let's get our equation. If the perimeter of the triangle equals to the perimeter of the circle, what are the sides of the triangle here? We have 4x minus 4 plus 5x minus 3 plus 17. These are the 3 sides of the square, of the triangle, which is equal to 3x times 4. That is 4 times 3x. Okay. So we can further say 4x plus 5x minus 4 minus 3 plus 17 is equal to 4 times 3x is 12x. We've extended our page here for us to further simplify. 4x plus 5x is 9x. Negative 4 minus 3, negative 7 plus 17 is equal to 12x. This we can further simplify. 9x minus 7 plus 17, that's 10, which is equal to 12x. We can further do this by undoing our 9 by subtracting 9x from both sides. 9x cancels out. So we have 10 is equal to 12x minus 9x, which is 3x. 12x minus 9x is 3x. All we do is, to undo the 3, we divide both sides by 3. 3 cancels out 3. So therefore, our value of x here is 10 over 3. Or, we can put this in decimals, as 3 goes into 10 3 times. We have a remainder of 1. Adding 0 will still give us 3. And we realize that this 3 will be repeating as a recurring decimal, so 3.333. So therefore, our value of x is 3.3. Okay? And it says, the question, find the length of the side of the square. If x is 3.3 and the side of a square is 3x, the side of the square is 3x, so therefore the side will be 3 times 3.3. So the side of the given square will be 9.9. So with this, we come to the end of this class. I thank you all for being there for us and for being there for yourself as well. Always wash your hands, stay home to protect us and to protect everybody around you. I thank you all for your kind attention.